Action at the Illinois State House expected to pick up quite a bit here in the final days of session. They're set to adjourn April 8th, and we'll be bringing the very latest every morning here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. One of the issues, of course, they'll talk about is crime across the state, how to address that. We do have a news conference later on today with the Illinois Retail Merchants Association and some lawmakers talking about addressing retail theft. But you've also got the issue of funding for police that could be an issue in the budgeting process. We have yet to see the exact budget details outside of what Governor J.B. Pritzker's proposed. But again, with the April 8th adjournments upon us in just a matter of days, we're going to see all these pieces fall into place. Just how much will state lawmakers use your tax dollars to fund state and local law enforcement? Well, the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police, they have an idea of how much they need, and it's $750+ million. To talk more about that is Ed Wojcicki. He is the executive director of the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police. Ed, thanks for taking time with us this morning. How you doing out there?
Good. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. So a lot of different aspects of law enforcement, from state police down to county, down to local police. Tell us what you guys are looking for and what kind of conversations are being had at the State House.
Well, Greg, we've been asked, how much do you need? And so we have an answer for that, and it is $759 million. For this reason, we needed a lot more money for technology, and there's so many new training mandates that have come down the last couple of years. We need money for training, and then we need money to just help recruit and retain officers, because the climate is different now for law enforcement, as you know. And so we have some ideas on how the state could spend money to help us recruit and retain officers.
Talk a bit more, if you can, about this idea of recruitment. The Chicago Tribune has a story today of how in 2021 there were, I think, like 650 officers that retired just from Chicago's police department, and that was nearly double what retired back in 2018. Are we seeing that all across the state in various police departments?
Yes, we are, and we actually did a survey of our members in February, and what we're seeing now is that 6 out of 10 departments have a shortage in officers, and what our number is for agencies outside of Chicago is that there's like a 65% increase in retirements just in 1 year from 20 to 2021. So it's a reality out there.
What does that mean, not just for police agencies and staffing, and I would imagine overtime and a variety of other issues arise, but what does that mean for safety on the streets if there's that much of a shortage across the state?
Yeah, it's a little difficult for me to answer this, only because I don't want to ever give the impression that police are not out doing their jobs. But what happens is it becomes more difficult to respond to all the calls. It becomes more difficult to respond to all the calls in a timely manner. And so that it does affect safety on the street. And then you put that on top of the current climate in which police are told by some politicians, don't chase people, don't catch people, just let them go. And all of that leads to what you're seeing now, and that is an increase in violence and an increase in crime.
We're talking with Ed Wojcicki. He is the executive director of the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police, and they're looking for state lawmakers to free up $750+ million to fund state, local police, and a variety of different types of programs you guys are looking for. Unpack that a bit more if you can. Is this more than what the state had previously spent on local law enforcement and state police as well? And what are some of the new things you guys are looking to ultimately fund?
Sure. Well, this really is all new money, and it's in response to we were at some hearings earlier this year when we had some ideas, and then the legislator says, okay, well, how much does that add up to? And I can give you a couple of examples. In central Illinois right now, there's restrictions on how all these Central Illinois departments can use license plate readers, cameras, and so forth. And what we know is that if we were able to use them more, we'd be able to catch more bad guys and without really damaging public safety. For example, that shooting on North Grand, if the city had had more license plate readers available, they probably would have been able to catch the guy more quickly. And so the Central Illinois Chiefs right now, they're on the interstates. They allow certain things only in the Chicago area. And the Central Illinois Chiefs have gotten together and says, well, we need them down here too, because our bad guys are, I mean, basically running from one city to another all the time. And if we can track them, we can catch them more easily. So technology is a big thing. And then second, the training that's required. We're all for it. I mean, there's a lot of good new training that's been required, and we're saying, sure, let's do that. But that puts there's a cost that comes with that, and that should be obvious. And so we're asking that all of that training be fully funded. So those are two of the big examples.
Again, Ed Wojcicki with the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police with us here at 717 now on Springfield's News and Talk, 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. Greg Bishop and Chief of Police Association, of course, represents law enforcement across the state. Are we going to see this actually move forward and see that exact amount that you guys are requesting, or is there some negotiation that's currently ongoing?
Well, there's always negotiation here in Springfield, as you know, and so we're negotiating. And here's one of the reasons we put this number out. We have seen some proposals to say, well, okay, let's give a flat $100 million to law enforcement without really a very good delineation of what that money would go for. And what we don't want to see happen is for anybody to say, okay, now we've given them $100 million so we can pat ourselves on the back and say we've taken care of violence and law enforcement. That wouldn't be true. And other law enforcement groups we've told the legislators that that's not enough. And so they said, okay, well, it is enough. We've told them, and now we expect there to be negotiations. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll watch that sausage be made here in the next, 10, 11 days or so as we see the budget being put together. Ed Wojcicki, Executive Director of the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police, finally here. What else do you think is going to be happening when it comes to crime and punishment? We hear time and again that Democrats may not like penalty enhancements and all. If that's the only way that some lawmakers want to go, that's going to be off the table. But we've got smash and grabs that increased. We've got violent crime that's increased in various aspects across the state. What else do you think could happen outside of the funding parts of law enforcement? Are we going to see a movement to maybe have some penalty enhancements for certain things? Carjackings, another category that we've seen an increase of.
Well, we would hope so, and especially when you talk about carjackings, when you talk about auto thefts, which are also on the rise, breaking into cars is also on the rise, and right now there's a technical thing where it's not considered a residential burglary if you break into a car or steal a car that is like on the curb or in the driveway. And so we're just trying to make that basic change and say that's also considered residential burglary, and that would be important because there would be enhanced penalties for that. And the other big thing is right now criminals are emboldened. They're fleeing because they know that in a lot of cases, whether they're on foot or in cars, the police won't chase them. And so we're looking for technology, and we're also looking for enhanced penalties for those people who flee and elude the police.
Well, again, we'll watch closely everything that transpires in the next 10 or 11 days here at the Illinois State House and how it impacts crime and punishment, law enforcement, and safety. Ed Wojcicki, Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police, greatly appreciate your time this morning. We'll connect again soon, I'm sure.
Thanks a lot, Greg.
It is Springfield's